Hey guys, what's going on? So this video I'm just going to be picking away at the new air to water setup. When I was down in Georgia at Lights Out 10, if you didn't see in the previous episode, I managed to get a smoking deal on an air to water setup. So I'm just working away at getting that mounted up in the cab. And then from there I can start plumbing my intake tube to the new air to water setup and then back out to the intake manifold. So yeah, I'll show you what I got going on here. So this is the new beast. I kind of got ahead on you guys here. I ended up already cutting off the V-band here. So the reason behind that is this is a 5-inch V-band and I'm running 4-inch tubing. So I just want to cut that off, weld a plate on there and then reduce it down to 4-inch. Just trying to clean it all up and make it look good. So I'm just going to be picking away here. I got to build a plate just to block this off, weld it, and then I can cut it down to a 4-inch, weld my tube on there in a V-band, and then I'll be good to go and I can start mounting this in the cab. So yeah, I'll get this all cleaned up, get a new plate cut off, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I got a plate all made up and welded on. Turned out all right, if you can see my welds. Happy with that. So I didn't actually have a 4-inch hole saw, so I'm gonna have to go in after I weld this tube on to bore it out into a 4-inch, but at least I got half of a hole made up there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, get this all tacked on, and then I can start, I'll probably cut these even and weld on the V-bands and then start mounting it up into the cab. There it is, it's all finished. V-bands are fully welded on, all complete. Looks awesome. So I just quickly put the blanket on it just to kind of stare at it. But I'll take the blanket off here in a second so I can start mounting this thing up in the cab of the car. I'm probably going to end up making mounts down to the factory seat brackets, and then I'll have to mount something off the back, maybe to my crossbar. I just obviously want to make this thing strong because it is going to be 50 pounds kind of sitting beside me in the passenger seat. So I don't really want that breaking off in case I hit the wall or something and hitting me. So yeah, make it nice and sturdy and then see what I come up with. So as you can tell, I got the cooler. It's all sitting in there, mounted up. I built some mounts out of aluminum there. They're not fully welded on. I'll have to go around and weld them later, but at least it's tacked and it's sitting where it's going to be. So it just bolts into my factory seat mounts. There's one mount on each side, obviously. So I'm just trying to come up with an idea here on how to make another mount, just because this is going to be pretty top heavy. So I will kind of want something to be at the back of the cooler here to keep it from wanting to move back and forth like this. Or something up top here. I was originally going to build something off the crossbar to the cooler, but I didn't think there would be this big of a gap from it. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'll brainstorm some ideas here and then see what I come up with. Okay, so I think I came up with an idea of how to mount the top half of this air to water. When I bought this cooler, it came with these clamps. So this is how the original owner had it mounted in his car. So this just kind of bolted right up to his door bar X's. As you can kind of tell by the shape of it. So sadly this doesn't work for my car because obviously my door bars aren't the same as his. But I'm actually going to end up robbing one of these clamps, 1.5-inch clamp. I'm going to put it up here, and then from there I'm just going to build kind of a plate. So I've got these rod ends here. I was originally going to use them for my alternator, but I'll have to buy another set, so sacrifice them today. But if you can kind of get the picture, I'm just going to be building a tube which will come down to here and bolt to the top of the cooler, so that will support it, and then I can adjust it and everything as well. So this way it looks nice and clean. I didn't really want to weld up here originally. That's why I was going to build something onto the floor, but I was starting to look at these and it just worked out perfect. So I don't have to weld on the tubing. This can be easily removed if I want to change it up later on. So yeah, I'll start building up a new tube, get this plate all done, and weld tabs onto the top of this cooler, and that should be done. So yeah, go from there. So there's a better idea there. I got the tube all built up with the rod ends just tacked on. I'll have to go around once again, fully weld everything, but made this fancy bracket back here. Probably went a little bit overkill. I polished and everything, so looks pretty good. Next step, I'll just get 2 tabs welded onto the top of the cooler here, tack them on, reset it back in the car, just make sure everything looks good and is nice and sturdy, and then I can go around and finish welding everything. Hey guys, so there it is. There's the finished result. Everything's fully welded and it's all mounted up in the cab finally. So there's the bottom mounts there. So one mount up top here turned out freaking awesome. Super happy with that. And then one below here. So that bolts up to the factory seat mounts there. So the cool thing about this is if I want to change this up or get rid of it in the future, it's just a matter of bolting it and it'll be like it was never there. So I didn't have to do any welding to the crossbar or anything due to this, and along with the floor as well. Super happy with that. It's crazy sturdy too. That ain't going anywhere. Turned out awesome. I still have to reinstall all this insulation onto it, and then I'll have to modify the blanket that goes around it as well, just because now there is tabs sticking out on top, and I still have the new lower mounts there. I'll have to modify that in the future, but that's at least my worries now. Now at least I can, like I've been saying for the past 3 months, start plumbing everything into the cab and out to the motor. That's the next step. I'm just going to take a quick second here and kind of explain how this air-to-water setup works. I actually had a phone call from my Uncle Tim and Uncle Jamie on the weekend, so shout out to you guys for watching my videos. That's super cool. They were just trying to get their head wrapped around how this thing works. They had an idea, but they just wanted me to clarify, so we'll take a second here and explain it to you guys too, in case you guys don't know. Very, very simple. Just air goes in, air goes out. As air goes in, it passes through a heat exchanger inside there, as you can tell. So this one's super thick. It's probably 10 inches thick of just the rad core itself. As air passes through it, there will be a separate tank in the trunk of the car, which will have a pump and will be pumping ice cold water in through it. So there's your inlet there, and then the outlet is back there, right there. Obviously, as the air goes in, it gets cooled by the ice cold water, goes out into the motor, makes more power. But yeah, that's pretty much the basics there, how it works. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I wish there was a little bit more than just besides mounting up the air to water, but hopefully you guys get a better idea of how it works as well. Just everything takes time, so much welding, cutting, putting all the new V-bands and tubing onto the air to water, making up a design on how to mount it. Just it all takes time, you guys know. So by the next video, hopefully I'll have all the tubing pretty much ran to the intercooler and back out to the motor. As you can tell behind me, I'm already starting to pick away at it. Anyways, guys, stay tuned for more. As always, like, comment, definitely hit that subscribe button. 1,800 plus now, so that's super awesome. Thanks again, guys. Can't thank you enough. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next week. See you guys.